Hey all, welcome to the Shady Valley Kitchen. My name is Rebecca, and today we are making potato soup and cornbread. We have a storm coming, and I want to be ready for my family. Now, let me get my hair pulled up, put the apron on, and we'll be ready to cook. Our recipe comes from my mother's cookbook that my sister and her daughter and my daddy put together, with recipes from our mother's collection, mass collection of recipes, with mom's handwritten notes. We have a potato soup from Myrtle White, and mom had written in her cookbook that Myrtle passed away at 2014, and this was a recipe taken from a church cookbook, and daddy made it for Christmas Eve 2016, and Mama said it was very good. What we're going to use today is 3 medium potatoes. I chose to use 3 pounds of potatoes, a large onion about the size of a tennis ball, salt and pepper to taste. Now Myrtle used a half a cup of margarine, 6 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and milk. I'm going to use a dairy-free butter, as well as not use milk. That I'm also going to use something else to thicken it. So just tag along with me and I'll show you what I use. Before we make our potato soup, we're going to make cornbread so we can eat it with our potato soup. We'll make our soup while the cornbread is in the oven. In my bowl here, we have 1 cup of self-rising flour, 1.5 cups of cornmeal mix. Then we have a 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of oil, vegetable oil, 2 eggs, and 1 cup or more of buttermilk. I did not have buttermilk, so I used vinegar and milk together so my milk would clabber, and place it inside. Let's see what we can do here. Get my eggs in. And also my oven is preheating to 425. I know that some recipes say to heat, let me put the oil in first, to heat your oven to 450. If I do that, I seem to have a gummy inside, and I don't care for that. It says a cup. I had a little over a cup. We'll stir this in and see what we need. Now this is a quick bread, so it doesn't need yeast. I grew up eating cornbread in the Appalachian Mountains in southern West Virginia. Absolutely loved it. Every meal we either have biscuits or cornbread. Now if you'll look, we have a nice batter here. And I had a little over a cup of milk, but I didn't need to use it all. Plus, like I said, we're getting weather, so your dry goods will either be super dry or they'll be moist. Just depends on what of your weather. Now what I'm going to do is pour this into a skillet. I have another skillet available just in case I need it. So we don't want our cornbread to be too thick. Let's check and see. Oh, if you could just smell. It smells so good. There. You'll see I have just some left in here. This is my daddy's trick. He likes to divide his cornbread so it won't be so thick and you'll have more crust. And also, when we make cornbread, it's really brown and we call it grandpa brown. Oh, I made a mess. Let me get this into the oven And we will start on the potato soup. In my pan, I have some butter, and the butter I'm using is, let's see if I can get it focused in, Country Crock plant butter with avocado oil. And I'm going to add my onion that has been diced. I finely diced it instead of chopping. And I'm going to stir this around just for a few minutes so the onion can soften. I'm not looking to caramelize, just looking to get the rawness out of the onion rather. It's difficult to talk and cook at the same time. Now, as I'm doing this, let me tell you a little bit about Myrtle. Myrtle was a fine lady. She lived down the creek near the church house, not next to it, but near the church house. And she was faithful. She was a great mother, great grandmother. And what I remember of Myrtle is that she had this great alto voice. She sang in the choir, and she sounded like an organ. It was just beautiful. So, you're slipping. Get back up here. You guys fell on me. I have you perched on my chopping block. Actually, it's not a chopping block. It's my block that holds my knives. Let's see. Stay. I don't want to fight you. Stay. Let's see. Whoop. Might get you to stay here. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is just get some good flavor, translucent here. And when these are sort of translucent, I'll bring you back when I've got the potatoes in here. I'll show you what I want the onions rather, to look like. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what my onions look like. Take a look. I do have some color on them, but they're translucent. Can you see that? Aren't they beautiful? And my house smells amazing. Now, what I'm going to do is put in the potatoes with some water. Might make a mess, but I have them chopped about like this, size of my thumb, 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit bigger. I didn't slice them, I just cut them up. So let's see what we can do here. And I'm going to have to add some water. But here's the potatoes. See what I have. Let me get some water for you. I have a mason jar of water. And what we're going to do, we're going to put water in here to cover the potatoes. Maybe a little bit more. Making a mess. There we go. If I need to add more, I'll do it. I may add just a little bit more. I forgot to show you, but I added 2 more cups of water in here. So I have a total of 6 cups in my pot. I turned the eye up to almost high, so it's medium high, so I can get this pot to boil. We're going to simmer our potatoes until they are soft. Not mushy soft like you would for like a mashed potato, because we still want a little bit of bite to our potato. So let's let this simmer, and I'm going to put actually some salt and pepper while I have you here. We're going to add some pepper to taste. And we all know that potatoes need salt. Let's see how much I'm putting in here. Teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. And then what we'll do, we'll just add more as we need it. I'll show you, I'll bring you back when this has finished boiling. You guys, look at that beautiful cornbread. Just came out of the oven. Took about 23 minutes. This is from the smaller one. This is the bigger one. That's what it looked like on the top. I was afraid it was burnt because when I opened up the oven, I had a lot of steam. So I thought, oh no, it's burning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these like this so we can have a piece of cornbread. And what I'm going to do is put butter on mine. Stick it inside. You can hear the potatoes boiling. There. Isn't that beautiful? This is what it looks like. Beautiful yellow cornmeal. Now, let me see here. As you can see, our potatoes, if you cut them smaller, won't take as long. These have been boiling for 12 minutes. And let me see if I can get one to show you. Push it up against the wall. Still won't do. They're not ready. And my water is evaporating. So what I'll need to do is add more water if I think it needs it. My husband is not a big fan of a lot of soup, of a lot of liquid in his soup. I make vegetable soup. All he wants to eat is the vegetables. But if he does have a lot of soup, he'll eat a lot of crackers. Now, I like a lot of soup, so I can put my cornbread in it. We'll let this cook a little bit longer, and then I'll be back with you. You'll see our potatoes have boiled for about 20 minutes. I've turned them down to low so you can hear me over the boil. I want to show you if you can see this or not. Push them up against the edge of the pan, and they should break apart just like that. You see that? Hot. It's hot. Perfect density. Now, if we were to add milk to this, it wouldn't be dairy-free. It would be decadent. It would be awesome. But what I'm going to do is add some butter. Get a different knife here. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter. Stir that in to make it richer. And also, remember we're using a plant-based butter. I'm going to use some potato flakes. Ta-da! This is my secret in making it thicker. I have a, what this is, third cup, half cup, third cup. And I'm just going to sprinkle in, it won't take it all, half of that. And we'll just see how thick this gets. It's probably enough. It's beautiful, and boy does it taste good. The onion, really good. Our youngest daughter, Candy, would say it needs more salt. She loves salt. However, I think the salt amount is fine. Actually, she would put pepper in it too. And probably some cayenne pepper. She likes things a little bit spicy. You could tell it's thickened up. It's not as thin as it was. Might add just a tad more. The longer it sits and cools, it'll get thicker. Folks, we have snow in the valley. It's already started. School's got out early. because of the impending snowstorm. So I know they're excited. I'm excited. I'm not going to go sledding, but I'm excited. This is beautiful. Let me get a ladle. Show you how beautiful this is. Get my bowl. A way to serve this, my favorite way, is cheddar cheese. I did not go do the it's storming or gonna storm shopping. I'm cooking what I have in my pantry. And these potatoes were grown right here in the valley. Kennebec potatoes. So they're really good. Here is our soup along with our cornbread. If you're ever at my house and you see cornbread sitting on the table and some of it's sitting one way and some of it's flipped over on the other side, well, this is why. I have it cut open and buttered. So you'll know which one to get. This is what I'm going to get. The piece that's buttered. The entire piece. And also, bacon bits. I said you could add cheese, but if we added cheese, it wouldn't be dairy-free. At our house, when the whole family's here, I do dairy-free, garlic-free, and gluten-free. So we have a gluten-free potato soup. We have a dairy-free potato soup. We just have good old cornbread that's loaded with everything good in it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Shady Valley kitchen. I hope you've had a good time with your stay. Friends, we've come to the end of our journey. Our potato soup is fixed, our cornbread is ready to eat, and the snow is falling. If you've enjoyed your stay here at the Shady Valley Kitchen, please press a thumbs up. If you would like to be here more often, then subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post a new video. What you need to do is let your friends know so they can stop by with me. And then we can sit, talk, cook, and maybe even have a laugh or two. Now, I've really enjoyed our time together. I will see you next time. Be safe out in the snow. Good day.